discusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week.
All right. Welcome to Politics Done Right. My name is Egberto Willis, your host. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Harris County. Good morning to the great state of Texas. Good morning to the United States of America. Good morning to the entire world, receiving our signals via the magic of El Internet, formerly known as the ARPANET. Was that an entry or what? That's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's Politics Done Right, guys. It's Politics Done Right. Anyway, folks, we're going to have a great show for you. Before I get started, though, I want to remind folks we had a great fun drive, and I want to thank all of you. Hey, Neil, let me just tell you, the fun drive was a success. We were able
Great.
to cut the fun drive early, but I'll formally introduce you. I just wanted to kind of knock that off of you. Before I go to the studio, folks, remember that on March 29th, we're having our crawfish boil, great food in support of this station. Please remember that is March 27th. Go to kpft.org and get those tickets. We want a full house. Anyway, let's throw it to the studio. Studio, come on in.
Good morning, Egberto. How are you? How are you, Mayana?
I'm chilling.
I love that,
I'm
man.
chilling.
I love that. How you guys doing, man?
So far,
Good.
so good. So good. So
Sorry about the start there. I guess Howard caught us sleeping.
Hey, wait. Let me just say this, Jack. Let me tell you one thing, Jack and Mayana. Let me tell you,
yes.
this is important. When you have a brilliant start like that,
I
that
know.
kind of turn people's head. Please don't come on and say, "Hey, sorry for the entry." The people on the outside are like, "Dang, Egberto had the start of the show, and it was great, right, audience?"
I didn't say anything. I was like,
We were scratching our head.
Anyway, guys, how you guys doing this morning, man?
Great.
awesome.
Great.
Just glad to be here. So I'm gonna start with the introductory of the
Yeah.
show and
And one other thing,
democracy.
Mayana,
Yeah.
Mayana, just knock it out of the park. You don't have to say, "I'm going to do this." Knock it, baby, knock it.
Got you. Okay. Democracy operates on two fronts: the local fight that shapes communities and national battles that define the country's direction. Today's program explores both. Houston Democracy Project founder Neil Aquino joins the conversation to unpack the stakes in Tuesday's local and state elections and growing momentum behind the March 28 No Kings rally, a grassroots response to rising authoritarian politics. At the same time, Washington delivers a troubling signal as a bipartisan Senate coalition blocks a resolution that would have forced debate over presidential war powers in Iran. Meanwhile, political momentum shifts elsewhere as a new poll shows Graham Platner's opening a surprising lead in Maine, signaling vitality. I'm gonna say it. Oh my God, vitality in the broader political landscape. Sorry.
Right.
Anyways, so
Now I did the sorry, I didn't knock that one.
you know what? What our audience love is our authenticity. And I hear that in emails. I hear that all over the place. We are
Oh,
authentic.
cool.
We are authentic radio, and they feel themselves a part of the family as we do our program together and as we all learn together. So thank you for
I
that,
hope so,
Mayana.
because I love this program. So
Yeah, so we all learn together. We all talk together. we all do this thing together. And people actually mentioned that, not in passing, but saying they feel a part of the program. So thank you guys for all
All
that you do. Hey,
right.
let me ask you something. Is Sandy back there that wants to announce this stuff, or he just wants us to remind people
No,
what the thing
not
is?
today.
No.
Okay, not today.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so let me tell you,
It's
folks.
all you.
It's all. Oh my God, it's all me. No, it's not all me. It's all us. So, hey, so anybody screw up, man, it's all us. Okay.
Okay.
It's all us. Anyway, guys, look, today is the second day after the big election here in Texas. Today's the second day after the big election in North Carolina and a few other places. And you know what? We're going to talk about it. We have the one and only Neil Aquino, who is the founder, leader, writer of Houston Democracy Project. Neil Aquino, welcome to Politics Done Right. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, good morning, everyone. Good morning, studio. Good morning, Egberto, and
Good
our
morning.
audience across the world. And we're here. And I wanna comment that our agriculture commissioner Sid Miller was defeated on the Republican side. He's been there for 12 years, and he's been concerned about every social issue and everything but agriculture and um, I wanted to note that Sid Miller was defeated as our agriculture commissioner in the Republican primary, and there's someone probably just as odious, a guy named Sheets, who beat him, and Clayton Tucker is a Democratic nominee, but I know we don't think much about agriculture commissioner here, but
Hmm.
Sid Miller had been in the news at various points over the last 12 years, complaining about DEI and Muslims and all that, and he's gone.
Hey, thanks for telling me that. I didn't realize that Sid is actually going to that he lost. I didn't. I
Yep.
went through the whole list, and that just kind of went over me. Hey, now, so did our guy come through Railroad Commission, right?
John
Uh, John
Rosenthal.
Rosenthal. Yeah.
John Rosenthal was unopposed, and that's railroad commissioner. And
Right.
so we've been talking about if Paxton gets the nomination for the Republicans, and we'll have this far right extremist. So the guy running against it, I'm scrolling here and not missing it here for the guy. I'm sorry, I don't recall his name. The Republican running for railroad commissioner is hard right.
Hmm.
Um, and in the comptroller race, Don Huffines, who is far right and owns that ranch in New Mexico
Hmm.
that's been associated with
I've
Epstein.
seen. Yeah.
He is the Republican nominee for state comptroller against the state
Uh-huh.
senator Eckhart from Austin. She won outright.
Right.
And there, I'm sorry, I don't see I'm looking at this Texas Tribune listing, and I don't see the railroad commissioner listed. But it's not just Paxton. If Paxton gets the nomination, there are some statewide. There are some really hard right, super far hard right Republicans running statewide, and I hope we keep hoping for one statewide win. Could if we won railroad commissioner or agriculture or comptroller, we'd be thrilled to win anything.
Well, I
Um,
am I am going to butt in, and I'm going to tell you that I foresee more than one statewide win. I look my my concern in the and I know you don't like to speak about the Tallarico Crockett race. I know you don't like it, and I know the reasons why, but I am going to talk about it, and I'm going to
right.
tell you that I like what I heard. Again, let me just let everybody know I was a supporter of Crockett. I think Crockett, her strength and her know how, her knowledge really is exceptional. And a lot of people just think that a black woman can't win in Texas. I think this is the year that one could have won. That's my thought. That's personal. That's what I believe. That said, I always liked Tallarico. I interviewed them both, and I really, really like Tallarico. There's a whole lot of bad blood going on the internet that I think needs to stop, both against Tallarico and against Crockett. Now that said, yesterday Tallarico gave his acceptance speech, and you know as well, Crockett endorsed him yesterday. But I like what I heard. I like the tonality of the speech, and I think where I thought he wouldn't come out with strength, uh, I like what I heard. And I think this is somebody that can actually go into any neighborhood in the country, any neighborhood, and go ahead and win people over. I think he has a lot of work to do, and I think based on how he campaigned, because I think he ran a better campaign than Crockett did, in the
Yeah.
way he sort of did the better type bus tour to the different counties, etc., and didn't concentrate in one area. I thought he did a very, very good job. And so, yeah, I think I think we're going to win more than one state race. And the thing about it is, I don't even think it has to be Paxton. I just think that the things are lining up the way they are likely to occur. Not only the war, but a lot more that is going to give more than one state race, my brother. Go ahead, brother.
Um, the I'm sorry, I lost my
That's all
thought.
right. Well, there's so
I
much to
lost my
talk about.
I lost my thought. But reports yesterday that this is my thought, that Trump was going to endorse in the Republican race. Were out there. The reports that I was seeing suggesting that he was going to endorse Cornyn and demand that Abbott that Paxton get out. He says I was going to
Yeah,
endorse, and whoever I don't endorse needs to get out um, of the race. I guess the feeling is that whoever he endorses would win. I don't know that's the case. Actually, in that agriculture commissioner race, Trump endorsed Miller, and Abbott endorsed his opponent Sheets. So there's already a statewide precedent for someone who Trump endorsed statewide to lose.
lose. Yeah,
This is a higher profile race. So I think one of the things we'll be looking for over the next few days is does Trump endorse? We'd obviously rather they have a nasty primary and spend millions and millions of dollars.
yeah. Well, I let me tell you, I have a feeling that if he goes ahead and endorses Cornyn, I don't know. I think Paxton, because he's in so much trouble already, is likely to drop out. And so and
Sure.
the other thing is, I don't know if Donald Trump would have said that if maybe he doesn't already have some sort of under under the something special for Paxton. I knew Paxton is all about self, so I think Trump may have something good for Paxton to give him a reason to drop out. And I think that Tallarico needs to keep that in mind and realize that the spears that are going to be coming at him now, it's going to be something he has never seen before, and he has to be ready for that. And I think he will be.
And we also have runoffs for county judge
Yes,
between Anise Parker, who almost got to 50, and Letitia Plummer, who was significantly behind but still held her. We have yet another Christian Menifee election. It's like a Homeric. I mean, he's been out running for election longer than Odysseus, um, out at sea and against Al Green, and that was very close, with Menifee running extremely strong in the Harris County portion of CD 18 and Green in the Fort Bend. There's also runoffs for Democratic Attorney General between State Senator Johnson from the Dallas area and Joe Jaworski, who's from around this
from
area, former
Galveston.
mayor of
Yeah,
Galveston. Although Johnson almost got to 50 and Jaworski was far behind. And we have a lieutenant governor Democratic runoff between State Representative Vicki Goodwin and Marcos Velez. It was 48 Goodwin, 32 Velez, and Velez is a steel worker, a union official, I believe, and she was very close to 50. I thought he might do a little better. But he did come from nowhere to hold her to under 50. So there are many runoffs. I'm leaving out some judicial and other runoffs. Abby Kamen was an outright winner by just a fraction. There were only two people in that race to replace Christian Menifee as county attorney, and there are judicial runoffs as well.
Yeah, that is real. I mean, I was surprised that Christian Menifee had some polls out that showed him well
Hmm.
ahead. The polling, I can tell you, the polling is terrible. The polling in Texas is simply terrible. It didn't work out this time around as far as how to race. I mean, to think that the day before the race, we had some people up by 12, some people down by 12. Turned out not to be. I mean, it, I don't know what to say about the polling, but it was terrible. Now we going not only here in Texas, but it looks like we are looking at the potential possibility of picking up and Neil, they're telling me that your mic is a bit hot, so maybe you can. I don't. I can't control it right now. You may just be a little soft. No, you don't have to do anything. Just a little softer in speech is what they're saying. Now here's the thing. Cooper out of North Carolina won his Senate
Hmm.
his primary big, which seems to, with Tillis leaving, seem to give yet another chance for another Democratic pickup in the Senate. And that's interesting. And the other person that had on the list that Mayana read earlier today, we also have Plat, Platner, I believe, out of New
Yeah,
Hampshire, that is ahead,
Maine.
out of Maine. That's right. Out of Maine is up in the polls, which speaks kind of well for actually taking the Senate, especially given all the shenanigans that our Führer is doing with the overseas, etc.
And with Platner, so it came out a few months ago that he has some far right tattoos, and that has provoked a discussion. He says, that was an earlier point in my life, and that has provoked some discussion about letting former Trumpers or people who used to be on the right into our coalitions or trusting them. I think that if someone wants to say I see the error of my ways, I'm happy to have them. If there are 3-time Trump voters who want to join our coalitions, I'm fine with that. We need the numbers. Clearly, we lost the last election, but the Plattner race will be interesting on people's views on accepting people who have changed their outlook. And he's running against the governor, Janet Mills. And all I can say is that if the Democratic establishment in Maine doesn't want Plantner, which seems to be the case, she's 77 years old. She's 77 years old, and so that's a liability on her. And they should have run a different candidate if they wanted a different outcome.
Well, I mean, look, the outcome belongs to the people, right? And uh, Plattner had a few tattoos that he had, and look, I give absolutely everybody grace. Ye who wants to cast the first stone. I used to be a Christian, so I know all those great verbs in the Bible. If somebody has really, really changed, I want them. I'll put it bluntly. I want them. Uh, we we need a big coalition of people, and the truth of the matter is, many of these folks that want to be centered or centrist, if they had done the job in the first place. It's one thing to go out there and dog somebody for who they are, what they've done, etc., when you yourself hadn't done it. Because for all the good words that we hear from a lot of these centrist Democrats gave us Donald Trump because, and I, back in 2016, welcome aboard LBW Angelica Garcia Dita. Of course, LBW is our professora, the teacher. We have Cheryl Elkins in the house. Cheryl Elkins is making sure to promote again that tomorrow between 7 and 9 p.m. Central Time, it's the link is in the chat for us. She's signing up folks for Coffee with Egberto, which she gracefully got here with her great contribution here at Politics Done Right for KPFT. So please, if you're in that chat, go ahead. She just put the link in there again. Go ahead and sign up for Coffee with Berto, which will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm looking for the link again, Cheryl. I would like to go ahead and repost it into the other chat as well. Thank you guys for all being here. Let's see. Cheryl Elkin says Talarico needs to pay a few visits north to New York City and New Jersey and learn from the next generation of public servants. And let me say who I think you're speaking about. Both Mamdani and Mejia. Ana Lilia Mejia actually beat the establishment. She beat APAC in New Jersey. And I played an interview that I did with Ana Lilia Mejia on a couple of weeks ago when she was finalized that she won the election. Ana Lilia is a wonderful, Neil, a hell of an activist out there
Yeah.
that doesn't bite her tongue. And she goes out there and says what she's going to do for the people. And this is who the establishment was fighting against. And she came out and beat it. You're absolutely right, Cheryl Elkins. You're absolutely correcta, mi mujer. Correcta, correcta, correcta. Anyway, Neil, what else have we got?
I want to also just highlight two Republican results. Dan Crenshaw lost his seat to Steve Toth, who's to the right of Crenshaw. It's hard to have any sympathy at all for. Well, I don't have any sympathy at all for Crenshaw. He shouldn't. He should renounce Trump completely and join our side of the aisle. That would be okay. I'd welcome him there. But he lost his seat, and in the Republican Harris County judge race to face either Parker or Plummer, Orlando Sanchez, who has run, I think, for 10 or 20 different offices, and occasionally caught the car and won. He was our county treasurer. He finished first with 26%. A businessman, he's portrayed as someone named Warren Hall. I don't know him. Got just over 20. And Marty Langton, the firefighter's head, finished third with he lost by about 400 votes to Warren Howell to not make the runoff. So Marty Langton, who had Governor Abbott's endorsement, firefighters head, you recall his Moby Dick Ahab type conflict with Mayor Turner and the firefighters, and then the firefighters got an overgenerous contract from Mayor Whitmire along with the police to bankrupt our city. And Marty Langton, I doubt that's why the Republicans rejected him, but he lost that race as well. So those are two notable Republican, and the Republicans are contesting all the judicial races this year. 2 years ago, they didn't, when they probably could have won a number of them. They did not contest all the Harris County judicial races this year, where I think they face a tougher environment. We'll see. They are
Natalia has
contesting.
an opponent this time around. Oh, well, she's not running. She's not running. Natalia.
No, she's not running. And
Yeah, okay.
I also want to mention no Kings on the 28th of March. No Kings on the 28th of March. So far, there are no Kings in downtown City Hall, Pasadena, Greater Clear Lake, LaPorte, Katy, Kingwood, the Woodlands, Conroe, and also Cold Spring, Navasota, Brenham, Livingston, Beaumont, College Station. And if you don't hear one near you, you can organize one yourself. If you don't hear no, and I think that we are we are organizing ourselves in addition to the electoral work, because there's someone always who says, "Oh, you got to vote." Well, we're voting. The turnout shows we're voting. But in addition to that, we need to. There's one in Bryan. In addition to College Station, there's two separate ones. Um, we need to show up for ourselves. We need to organize ourselves. The next action is when you organize it. We need to have our own structures. I attended a great um, at the North Loop 336 and I-45 overpass. About 125 folks this past Saturday.
This weekend,
O-
yeah.
Yep, organized by We Rise Up, which is an activist coalition in Montgomery County, which has a great activist scene, and the Cypress Tomball Democrats, which is a large active Democratic club. And I thought it was interesting to note that in a standard mainstream Democratic club doing the electoral work felt also the need to protest. So as we see Greg Abbott talking about not accepting our election results or taking over our elections, and we saw the coalitions in Minneapolis that organized against ICE. We need to organize ourselves, and No Kings provides an opportunity for another round of self-organization.
Abbott better watch himself because in a Hosa, I tell you, I think even though I don't know where the polls are with her right now, but she's a darn good candidate. She's a
Yeah,
sleeper candidate that people start better that start
and she won
realizing.
outright the
Yeah, she
primary.
won outright. She won outright. Right now, we had an overperformance of the Democratic base this cycle around. I think it can't help but get better. And Trump did a great job of losing all of the Latinos that he gained.
You sure did,
Uh,
yeah.
but the funny thing about it is that Latinos have how should I say this correctly? I need to say that. Let me see how best to say. There's a lot of atonement in many sectors within that community. And by the way, I can say that I have formed part of many of these communities. Um, that has to be done for some of the actions and the whys of the action in supporting Donald Trump. And for all practical purposes, a lot has come home to roost. And people have to do a better job of making the right choices for the right reasons. They have to do a better job of making the right choices for the right reasons. Um, I think that another major issue that's going to show up, and you alluded to that, as far as the governor wanting to take over elections in Harris County. Actually, he wants to take over elections in every large metropolitan area.
Sure. Yep.
The way the way the laws are written, it kind of give them a few options to do that. And the thing about it is, what we need to do, in my humble opinion, and I'd like you work very well in the community. I want to hear your thoughts on this, but we understand that there will be voter suppression. There's absolutely no doubt that what you saw in Dallas was a form of voter suppression. It was a test. All right, with Republicans, and let me explain this to people first. Normally, the way elections are run here, Democrats run their own, Republicans run their own. Normally, they sign a consent decree that the two of them work together to have the election in the same place, same time, same policies, same everything. Now, but they have to agree. Harris County Republicans agreed to have the elections in one place, meaning they consolidated their place, and in doing so, they also allowed all people on even on election day to vote in any precinct, to vote in anywhere they wanted to vote.
Mhm.
But what Dallas County did is the Republicans said, no, we're not going to be a part of it. And because Dallas County said, we're not going to sign a consent decree with, I don't, it's not called a consent decree, it's called something else. We're not going to sign it together. It means that you, Democrats, cannot have everybody vote in one place or in anywhere they want to vote in Dallas County. And
Right.
that confused the entire electorate. So therefore, people would go to the central library, or they'll go to the closest precinct close to where they work or whatever, thinking they had time to vote, and that's just where they'll go to vote. There are some precincts in Dallas where more people were turned away than people voted. And they were running around the place trying to find where they had to vote. Now, that is voter suppression. But let me also tell you that is irresponsibility of the leaders. Because
Right. Yeah.
it's not like we did not know voter suppression was going to be occurring. We knew that. And therefore, we should have made sure to make it well aware of where you need to go to vote. And let me tell you, in these days, in these times, when everybody carries their cell phone, how difficult it is for the party in Dallas County to create Dallas.vote or DallasCounty.vote or DemDallasCounty.vote. How difficult it is to create an app so that when folks need to vote, all you advertise, folks, if you need to know where to vote, DemDallas.vote. Go check it out. And it'll tell you and it gives you directions on where to vote. It's not a difficult application. You can ask Claude or ChatGPT or any one of these apps to build an application that does that and then connect it to the base of your voters. It wouldn't cost not even $1 million to build that application to do that. I mean, voter suppression is going to be there, but you have to mitigate that. We expect to have millions more voters in November. If you think what happened in Dallas County was bad, that's the preparation that they're doing for the entire state here in Texas and likely in North Carolina and likely in every place that you heard them speak about redistricting, because that is one of the other reasons why people didn't know where to vote. They redistricted Texas. The state website was incorrect as far as where to go to vote. It was not updated. So therefore, when people go to the website as well, they were sent to the wrong place. So, friends, politicians, stop being, as Neil was very upset of let's say the Tallarico Crockett race, the millions that went into that. Think about how much of those could have gone into applications that enhanced the vote and did so much more. Neil, come on in, brother.
Right. I agree. They're looking for any pretense to take over our elections or to discredit the results here in Harris County, with more Democrats voting. The lines were, it wasn't the same situation, but the lines were substantially longer for a Democrat at West Gray, which is aberrational. But the West Gray Multi-Service Center on West Gray, near River Oaks, and there was a point where there were 600 or 700 Democrats in line, and literally 5 or 10 Republicans showing up. Now, those Democrats actually should have been better informed. They're standing there at 5 o'clock. They could have gone somewhere else.
Hmm.
And I encourage you. You don't got to go to West Gray. Okay, if you live in Houston, you know what I'm talking about. But in any case, the lines were substantially longer. They're looking for any pretense to take over our election, and every day give a thought or a prayer or whatever your value system is to our clerk, Tanisha Hudspeth, who is in charge of our elections. She does a very good job,
She's such a great
and
clerk.
she's very cognizant of the pressures on her. She will discuss openly, and actually our results came slow, not because of Tanisha Hudspeth, but because the apparatus, the votes have to be taken from the polling places across our giant county to a facility near the Astrodome. And I always say the Astrodome. And it was blocked by rodeo traffic. So the early votes came out at 7:30 or so. And it was almost 10 until we saw the next round of votes. But it wasn't because anyone was messing up. It was because of rodeo traffic, where they count the votes.
Yeah, I mean, this again, stuff that the state needs to do. Now, Cheryl is talking about connecting you with Fair Vote. Let's see, who is it? Uh, peachvote.com. Peachvote.com. Write that down, if you
Sure.
will. Peachvote.com. Let's see what else we got here. Paravich. Cheryl was also, I think I saw something that LBW says we do have early voting. And again, thank you for bringing that up. Let me just suggest to people, right? All of us are procrastinate. Well, not all of us. There's some people that are very diligent, but I waited for the last day to vote. I was really torn between who I was actually going to vote for, and I waited to the last day of early vote to decide who I was going to vote for. Why was I going to vote for? Because after I vote, I write an article as far as I voted this way and this is why. Okay. But it's for anybody who wants to, who would be interested in somebody's reason, reasoning for doing it. But uh, we should all go and vote early so that we can eliminate the possibility of problems that may occur. So please, 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 please go ahead and check that out. Um, do you lie is messing with me on in the chat. I love you. Do you lie? Okay, I love you, brother. I know I was not lying about that. I honestly was not lying. You should speak to my daughter about it and see what she has to say about it. You know, you should check it out. Anyway, but I love you. Do you lie? Uh, keep giving me a hard time. That's what happens. That's what happens. All right. I called you out. I called you out. Neil, anything else you have to say before I move on to the other subject?
No.
All right. Anyway, folks, I want to talk a little bit now about um, Iran, the resolution that couldn't get passed in the Senate. We are going to have to, in my humble opinion, get more informed as to what is occurring in Iran. And not only that, the responsibility that we have to rein in our own government. We, as we speak about the belligerency of other countries, I think it is imperative that we look in the mirror. We can think whatever we want to think. As Americans, that's the great thing. We can think whatever we want to think. We are free, purportedly, that is, but purportedly we're free. But um, when our government have these incursions around the world, it's not done in Trump's name. It's not done in Marco Rubio's name. It's done in our name. We are the ones that pay the price. We are the ones who the world sees as the ones who elected Donald Trump, not once, but twice. We are the ones who take the hit from around the world that says, what the hell is wrong with these people? And the truth of the matter is, uh, I'm going to go into that a bit more. I just realized I had phone calls. Come on in, David.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Bodo. Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing fine, my brother. Talk to me.
Well, let's see. First of all, is your primary like you sounded like the primary is still pending? I thought it happened the other day, or is that just
it did?
different?
Let me let Neil explain how it works here with runoffs and that sort of stuff. Neil.
Sure. If you don't, if no one gets to if no one gets to 50%, there is a runoff. I think a vestige of segregation, these runoffs, but till and then and that's both on the Republican and Democratic side, and then on May 26th is the runoff date, and there's early voting as well in May before that. So if no one gets to 50, even if you get 49.8, off to the runoff.
So, and that's what's
why
happening.
I like the instant runoff.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say ranked choice voting is the way to go, and that is what happened in New York, right? Even with Mamdani, though he won outright 50% plus one, more than 50% plus one. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, well, ranked choice it means that you can put your very favorite first. And then you have in some cases, if you've got 43 different candidates and you maybe have 8 choices or something, but usually it's like 1, 2, your first best, your second choice, your third choice. And
Yes.
so then, if everybody out there is doing this, when they tally them up, you finally come up to the people's choice, and
Right.
and you can actually give favor to your very favorite, even though they only got 1% in the awareness layer. That you can at least give your first choice to who you really believe in. And
Now,
I've been hearing all of these people saying that they wanted to vote for Crockett, but they knew that she'd never get elected in a white state like that. And IRV would have taken care of that.
let me just say something because you
Or
said in a state that
Grant
is white
Joyce,
like
yeah.
this. Let me just say this, David. Texas is not a very white state. Texas is a
Yeah, I know.
Texas is a majority minority state. Okay, so I should say Texas is
Right.
an all minority state. Okay, that's what it really is. Texas is an all minority state. And the truth of the matter is, I believe deep in my heart that anybody that is willing to go out there and fight for the vote and really let people know that they are working towards them, they can overcome people's innate prejudices. I honestly believe that. But I got to move on to the other caller. David, thank you so kindly for calling in.
Oh,
You
take
have a
care.
wonderful rest of your day. Let's go to Johnny. Come on in, Johnny.
I forgot all about ranked choice voting. He's so correct about that. That would
Mhm.
solve so many problems. So thank you for bringing that up. Other caller. See, no names. No labels, no names. No labels is a scam. No names could be problematic because you feel cut off when people don't credit you or criticize you. But anyway, that's a policy decision for KPFT at some point. And I understand why you guys do it, but that's not why I'm calling. When you and I and other callers talk about how we agree that we all need to bring the Democratic Party to the left and resist infiltration, right? We always bring up infiltration. I'm a little bit confused. I need some clarification from you and Mr. Aquino, both of y'all. When I heard you this morning in your opening conversation talking about welcoming with opening arms people like the eye patch guy and the other guy, because how does that look once you? What does it mean when you say you want to open them? Do you want to open them, open arms to them? In other words, just to vote as Democrats, which is fine. Or are you saying, like Stephanie Miller, you want to allow them to become a registered Democrat and run in the party? And then we have another situation like we did with, what's her face from Arizona with the thumbs up? And the guy from
Let me answer it
Pennsylvania?
for you, Janet. I get the point. Let me answer it
Please.
for you, okay? Let me answer it for you. I am saying anybody can earn. If nobody's going to become a leader within the party unless they're voted to be a leader within the party. We are all of us. When I say we're Democrats, I'm talking small D Democrat. Anybody, anybody who follows the values of the Democratic Party, and the values of the Democratic Party are bad, and they're willing to live by those values within the Democratic Party, I would absolutely welcome them with open arms. I will always have folks atone for it. Let's give an example. Let's say what's her name? MG Margaret MGT were to say that she wanted to become a Democrat and she came into the party, and then she tried to attain a leadership role in the party. I think those that would be opposing her for whatever that leadership role will bring out the fact of all the things that she said, and that mitigates how far or what type of leadership she can become. But yes, I want her vote.
May I retort?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I disagree with you right there. Because
Okay.
we have seen historically where that mechanism, if there is such a mechanism, has not happened. It's
Hmm.
happened over and over and over again. And I'm just not talking about this past decade. I'm talking about when I was a kid growing up and I would see these politics play out. I always thought the Democratic Party was too scatterbrained, if
Hmm.
you will. There's something to be said about being no nonsense and having rigid rules when it comes to certain things. That's how you clear your party of the dead wood. And the Republican Party, they go to the extreme. We don't have to go to that extreme. But we wouldn't have to if we didn't open arms these people. If you want to allow them to register as a Democrat to vote, that's fine. But if they decide they want to run for elected office, no. They have to prove themselves over time.
And you know how you prove yourself? You prove your. I mean, how is what you're saying, Johnny, different than what I'm saying? I mean,
It's
let's
very
give an
different.
example.
Margie
Let
Trader,
no, let me just
I'll give you one
say
example.
this.
Margie Trader, hold on.
Yeah,
You and I have not conspired against our country like Marjorie Trader did. She
agreed.
traded against the country in real time. We saw the evidence of it, and she admitted to it. And now she's saying she apologizes for talking so, but she's not really apologetic. She has not changed her stripes yet. Just because she talked down Donald Trump is not good enough for me. I'm sorry.
Will you vote for
The
her for
Democratic Party
leadership?
would stop.
Will you vote for her
No,
for
I was
leadership?
not even allowed to
Okay,
run for
so let me
office.
stop. So let me stop you right there. You can't stop somebody from running for office, but you know what you can
That's my
do.
point.
No, but I'm saying you can't. We're a democracy. You can't do that. Okay, we are a
Wait a minute. We're
democracy.
democracy. Hold on. We're democracy. You can't do that. But the Republicans do it all the time, and no one says anything to them about
No,
that.
no, 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 no,
Why
no,
do
no,
we have
no.
to have a higher standard?
No, the
We have a higher
Republicans.
standard, Berto.
My brother, listen to what I'm
Higher
saying, my
standard,
brother.
and the other guys
My
bend and break rules to their advantage and to our disadvantage.
Johnny, this is important. This is a
The
very
other guys,
important conversation. Johnny, hold on. This is a very important conversation, and thank you for having it. But it's very important. Again, the Republicans don't. The thing is, people do not want to be a Republican. But if this left wing guy, wanted to go and run in a Republican primary, I could do it. But you know what? People of morals don't want to do that. And that's the reason they don't have that problem that we would have in the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party people in general would want to run in the Democratic Party. So let's understand it. It's not a thing that the Republican has forced on anybody. It's that nobody wants to do it. You and I are not in disagreement, Mr. Johnny. We are not in disagreement.
the
We are
final
saying
point.
let the people decide. But let me hold on a second. Let me just say this other thing, brother Johnny. Listen to this. Hakeem Jeffries. I forgot the name of the guy in New York who
That's all you had to
exploded
say.
APEC.
2 words. Here you go.
Thank you. All right,
Jeffries, thank
I'm
you.
gonna let you
Thank
go, Johnny.
you.
We're gonna have a lot of time to talk about this. Well, let me
Wait,
get to
one final
Patrick.
word. One final word.
Quick,
One
brother.
final word.
Quick.
You, the Democratic Party is a private company, private entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yes,
Bye
we'll
bye.
talk about this some more. Thank you, brother. Let's go to brother Patrick. Come on in, Patrick.
I have a few things to talk about, but Johnny, no names, Johnny, got me onto Schumer and Jeffries. The Democratic Party is absolutely nothing but controlled opposition. They should have stopped it. They didn't. They're owned by the same people that the Republicans are. We need to purge all of these guys. But what I wanted to really touch on is I don't think that people are understanding that we're currently carpet bombing Tehran, and they don't have the defenses that Tel Aviv has. And Tel Aviv is being targeted because it's Israeli practice to put their military in civilian areas. They use their own people as
Shields.
a defense, their own, human shields. There is so much damage in Tehran right now. It is disturbing, and that's a city of 19 million people. That's larger than Houston. And people are saying things like, "Well, why don't they evacuate?" Well, why don't we look at what happened when Rita came through and we tried to evacuate? You can't, and they know that. They're just trying to justify what they're doing. And another thing that this is doing is in the Islamic world, there are a lot of people that are compelled to fight with us, governments, but their people do not want it to happen. And so we're setting off numerous civil wars right now. We're destabilizing the entire area, which is what Israel wants, but that never, ever, ever yields anything good. We're going to be paying for this in numerous ways for the next 2 generations. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for that, Patrick, and you nailed it. Thank you, my brother. All right, let's go to Derek. Come on in, Derek.
Hey, quickly, Roberto. I think we better use the Indians' old philosophy. Do not trust old pale face, forked tongue, and the chupacabra. That's for the Mexican people. But there are three names that we should definitely not trust, and that's Paxton, Patrick, and Albert. They are. It's no accident that those voting precincts did what they did in Dallas because they want to make sure that uh, Crockett did not get back in. And people need to. I want you all to really look at this. Crockett is not really going to be hurt by these people. That lady is smart. What you did, you freed her to work in other ways. Now she's going to be out of the spotlight. So, but you know as well as I do, Alberto, how does things grow? It grows in the dark before it pops up in the light. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Derek. Let's go to Bobby. Come on in, Bobby.
Hey, good morning. I just want to make a quick comment about the tattoo thing. I've heard 3 times now. I've seen people like there was an ICE agent that had a swastika on his neck, and the protesters started calling him out, and he said the same thing. Oh, I got that a long time ago. To me, if you're still rocking that on your neck or iron cross on your chest, and you're saying, "Oh, I got that a long time ago," that just tells me you've been racist for a long time. Because if you weren't, you would go ahead and spend that $200 to get that Nazi thing off your neck or the iron cross off your chest that when you're at home you're so proudly walking around wearing. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much for that, Bobby. Neil, your thoughts?
Yeah, I just say that an ICE agent is. I mean, I think that's a valid point, but an ICE agent is an ICE agent, so there's no reason to give him credibility. Planter, I think the conversation is um, we need more people in our coalitions. People change their minds all the time about all sorts of things. People become Republicans after being Democrats. That happens. Um, and it's really probably on its face, if you think about it, to me, not even a controversial thing. Someone wants to change their mind and join you. Let's have them. And I don't know much about tattoo removal, but anyway, that's my
No,
thought on it.
let me say, and I want to. Oh yeah, I can see the levels now that you're talking about. I am going to have to figure out how to change the levels relative to Neil because we are on the same channel. So I'll do that for the next time. So sorry guys for the difference in levels. We things happen. Anyway, look, we are if somebody genuinely, and this is to you, my brother, uh, Bobby. You know, I have to really be thoughtful in what I call not just forgiveness or forgiveness isn't the right word. Uh, who the hell am I to forgive anybody? I, anytime somebody says, I forgive you, I think sometimes we give ourselves too much credit. But here's the thing:
Sure.
I was a sexist, and I probably and a homophobe, and I want to make sure that those people realize that I have really changed. I'm from Panama, Central America, Latino. I'm sorry, that's who we are. And in fact, a lot of what happened in the vote with Latinos going towards Trump over over you know Kamala, that had a lot to do with it. Now, if women, if my gay brothers and sisters were to say, well, that is how you used to be, or that's who you were, that's who you are, all of that, I'll be in trouble. Okay? I genuinely changed some 30 years ago, or probably more than that. And if I expect others to atone for, I mean, accept my atonement, I have to be willing to accept the atonement of others. And I think, and it's hard when you hear Marjorie Taylor Greene and what she's done and how she's spoken. It's easy to just say I'm excommunicating you for good. If you listen to what I say on the other shows, we are going to make these people pay. And those who want to atone, welcome aboard. In my book, that is. And I hope it's in more people's books. Anyway, let me throw it to the studio for about 30 seconds and then back to you, Neil. Studio.
Yeah, I actually had 2 points. One is that the one in Maine with the tattoo. Yeah, he said that he actually learned more about the cross as people were getting upset. He didn't realize it was something like that, that he got it when he was drunk. So that's how he found out like the real meaning of it, when people were kind of calling him out about it. And the other thing is when people, because somebody was mentioning that when people tell you, oh, don't vote for this person because they're not going to win against this person, I think they're just like pushing like their own agenda. And people listen to that so much. And it drives me crazy. They did that the whole time with Bernie Sanders and just totally took his vote away. And it drives me crazy. You don't have to listen to people who say this person won't win. Vote for who you want.
You nailed it.
Then they will win.
You nailed it. You nailed
That's
it. Jack, give me a quick one.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. No, he says he ain't got nothing.
Okay, Neil, close her out and tell us how to get to you, brother.
Very good. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, not that Egberto was saying she remains staunchly conservative, despite saying an occasionally friendly thing. HoustonDemocracyProject.com, HoustonDemocracyProject.com. That's me. Keep it local. Keep it local. Keep it local. The local stuff matters a lot.
Thank you for that, Neil. Look, guys, I want to thank you all for your ears. I want to thank you all for your opinions. When we do that together, that is exactly how we make progress. Please go into the chat and sign up with the link for our coffee tomorrow. tinyurl.com/coffee with Egberto. tinyurl.com/coffee with Egberto. The rest of the program is at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. You can also email me directly, kpft@politicsdoneright.com, kpft@politicsdoneright.com. Don't forget to go to our crawfish boil on the 27th. Go ahead and sign up now at kpft.org, brothers and sisters. And love you all. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this, baby. I am what? Out.
It's time now for your good news for a good planet. Ithaca Green. Global warming is affecting the climate of our entire planet with potential dire consequences for us all. It can seem like a